you want to just introduce yourself to chat, by the way, because just so everyone knows exactly who you are and why you're here.
Oh yeah. I'm Mablak. You can call me Cody or Mablak, whatever. I've just been punishing myself with this game for like, I don't know, since the early 2000s, accumulating all sorts of weird knowledge about the game engine and stuff like that. I'm sort of one of the old pros of the game who's been grinding it out forever.
Well, you're shying away from the main information about your current prowess on the speedrun.com leaderboard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess long story short, I'm the current record holder in the all missions and deathmatch category.
My current deathmatch PB is 2 hours 10, and can you tell the good folk here what your one is?
Right now I'm at 1 hour 48. So I strongly believe Ruffled can get under 2 hours. There has to be some like serious. I think for any time jump there has to be like some luck, and like deathmatch is so weird.
I'm pleased that you said you thought I could get sub 2 hours, because I think that's pretty much my goal at this stage. I don't honestly think I'm going to get anywhere near 1 hour 48 at this
It
point.
takes time. I mean, I didn't actually think I would get like my goal was sub 150. I got that like somehow sooner than I thought, which like I and my last time before that was 1 hour 54. I
Yeah.
didn't even have any like somehow I did not have any times between those two, which is strange. I would have thought it would be more like, improve a couple minutes here and there, but I think that also shows though like you could potentially make a like 5 minute or bigger jump
Yeah.
with the right luck and stuff.
What I found watching your runs is that you, just like myself, will make mistakes every now and then. But it seems like the kind of mistakes you make will probably only add one turn to the round, whereas the kind that I make will add 3 to 4.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's the kind of thing I'm trying to avoid,
okay.
really.
All right.
Because that pushes like a time from like what would be a 5 minute battle, then goes up to sort of like possibly 6 or 7, maybe even 8 as a result of that.
Sometimes that happens due to like resource usage or just like a straggler worm that is, that you're not able to kill or that you thought you could kill, but it just won't
Yeah.
won't open up, or it's too hard to get to, or
No, I'm pretty bad at resource monitoring at the best of times. We'll try and start a run, and we'll go through it as much as we possibly can here. What we'll do though is, like, rather than the normal speed run, I'll kind of like pause it here and there so we can kind of talk about ways of doing stuff and what sort of things spring to mind when you see a map, for example. How does that sound?
yeah, sounds great.
My team's effective. You've probably seen this already, but so I have Ruffled Bricks, my full name, as the team, just so it shows in the video that it's me. I write all my team names here in prose rather than as like just leaving it as Worm 1, Worm 2, Worm 3, just because
Nice.
I find visually it makes it easier for me to pick it up on screen. Like when it's Worm 1, Worm 2, then you've got W at the beginning of every word. So on the left-hand side of the word, if it's poking out behind another worm, then it might not be as obvious that quickly who it is, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that works totally fine.
And the question marks there, that's sort of borrowed from King Hingle. King Hingle has his team as basically like that. Like he does his first worm with just like characters like that. He does that so that it's easier for him to find his worm, his first worm, like straight away when looking at the map, because it just sticks out a bit more than all the others.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've kind of kept with the worm 1, worm 2, etc. thing.
Yeah.
It's also like, but I do also like that because like the viewers can see like what the worm order is, which is nice.
Yeah. It's quicker. Obviously, it's quicker to just kind of like generate a new team and use all the defaults apart from the cows. I don't know. I kind of like customizing it even just a little bit, so because it just feels like I'm kind of playing with more of a team that I care about. Let's start then let's have a look at the first map and kind of just talk about that. And we can work from there.
Sure.
Also, just a little note for everyone who is interested in speedrunning deathmatch but hasn't done so yet. Here's a little tip for how to mash through menus. If you are on this screen, you've got your team up there. If you then tap tab 3 times, the team name gets highlighted like this. And then if you tap tab once more, that means you've got the start button highlighted, which means that you can just mash through the menus by pressing space. So that's how I do it. I don't know if you've got a different method, Mablak. Or
That's how I do it. And the weird thing is, I'm like 100% sure it didn't used to be that way, and that like you could just press space right away. So some weird thing happened, I think, in whatever the latest update was.
particularly bad for all missions runs, I find, because there's no visual cues whatsoever, so you have to learn the number of tabs.
You might accidentally press tab 1 too many times and like be on exit, and then it's like, oh god.
Done it many times.
So annoying.
Okay, let's start a map up. Let's see what we get then. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Right. So here's your first map.
There it is.
And so first thing to talk about with the first maps are you have a rule, don't you, Mablak, of you want it to be doable in 2 turns.
Yeah, I really think that's a pretty good one. And I think this is doable in 2 turns.
Yes.
So
absolutely, even I can see that.
Yeah, I think 2 turns is a good way to do it, because that will get you, or really just any time where like the first round is like 1 minute 30 seconds or under.
Right.
I think that's like, that feels pretty good to me.
Yeah, so my gut reaction looking at this is that, like, I think I want to deal with Vinnie Jones first, because I kind of, if possible, want the Queen to walk to the right, just because of that little mound there. I'm worried that if I try and longbow her over that, then it won't happen, basically.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. If you have a double kill, wait until it's easier to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I would just kill the upper right.
Cool. All right. So yeah, and I think I'm going to do that with a low grav kamikaze. Although there's several ways, but that seems to be the quickest. So let's see how we go. Oh, and it's we're on first as well, so that's really good. And off we go. So now we want to hope that it's royalty's turn. Oh, and always mash through the replays as well. We want to hope it's royalty's turn. It is not, so that's slightly irritating. Okay, so this is where I sort of start to worry a little bit here, just because like I've still got that worry about the longbow with the Queen.
I won't be able to see the screen like as well as if I was like in the game with you. So yeah, I can't tell. It looks like the bump is not good for longbow. Like they might be standing on, they might get knocked back. You could see if shotgun works. I guess there's no LG. I think LG shotgun would be ideal, but
I'm thinking dynamite possibly might be a good one. If you place it sort of maybe halfway between the 2 of them.
Yeah, you want to because the right worm's definitely going to die. You want to focus on the trajectory of the left worm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that then. So let's see if we can get dynamite position right, because that's something I'm learning to get better at. Oh, that was 4, so I overshot there, sadly. So I'm guessing about here looks good to me, but maybe slightly more to the left. I'm just throwing 4 in the drink there, because I don't really think there's any way we can save them. There we are. Okay, so that was a pretty quick first map there. Not often that we get ones that good.
Yeah, that's usually, I think, like, it's maybe 1 in 4 maps or something like that where you actually get a 2-turner.
If you don't have anything quite as good as that, you just reset your run. Or
just
straight away.
Yeah, and it's sort of, it sort of still applies to the first, like, few matches. You really got to get, like, pretty good times.
Yeah.
I'd say like, you want the second match to finish like 4 minutes or before that as your
Okay.
total time.
I don't tend to pay attention to IGT quite that much. Sorry, not IGT, RTA quite as much as all that. I tend to use the IGT in the bottom left hand corner as my guidance for it, just because it's sort of simpler. So like if I look down and I see like it's 1 minute on the IGT,
Yeah.
when
So
by the time I finish,
that's really good.
that's usually fine. If it's 2, then it's kind of like we should probably reset.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's beginner battle. So this is basically the same as the last, but with 4 worms rather than 3. And your take is what? How many turns would you generally look for on this one?
I think I don't really think about the turns as much, just the total time.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I guess I would say like I want this to be like 2 minutes ish, but yeah, I think ideally it would be 3 turns, like or 4 turns. So like
I usually aim for 4 turns. I think.
yeah, 4 turns would be like 1 kill per turn,
Yeah.
which is fine. Yeah, I think 3 turns is like the nice number, but 4 turns is doable.
Okay. Let's see what we get for beginner then. Okay, this doesn't look too bad either. To me,
Looks good. I think we got a double kill.
with Lambo and the Queen.
Yeah, it doesn't look too tough.
Okay, so this is where I kind of struggle a bit. Like I'm trying, I can see that it should be possible to kill Lambo and the Queen together. I'm struggling to kind of like visualize what would do it. Prince Charles and
shotgun.
Vinny are easy kills. Like, so I'm not worried about those. But shotgun, you say?
Yeah, it might be good to do that first because the queen could walk right.
That's yes.
Like you want the safest way to do shotgun. So like you kill the queen and then just kind of you can even hit yourself when you like knock Lambo into the water. Like just stand on their head and just, give them whatever push they need.
So that's going to have to be done from above. So I'm guessing probably 5 or 6 would be I reckon 5 would probably be the best worm to choose for that.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay. So you reckon hit the Queen first, then go for Lambo?
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Okay, let's see how I do. Alright, so it's them first, but it's Vinny, so that's absolutely fine. He's only going to get closer to the water, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, there's that rightward bias. All the worms just keep on walking right for whatever bizarre reason.
Yeah, I've never quite figured that out either, but it's a good mechanic to exploit once you know it. Right,
yeah,
so
it actually makes the game way easier.
yeah, it does. Okay, so alright, good. That's the Queen done. Now
First blood.
backflip should be fine over here. Yeah, there we go. Now this is where I'm not quite sure about is the angle on this. I think up.
Yeah,
should
so
be
you can
fine.
always just you want to, if you're shotgunning close to a worm, you want to make sure the shotgun doesn't like go through the worm, which can only happen if you're standing right next to it and firing like sort of horizontalish.
Yeah.
So okay, you got it. So yeah. There are a few ways to do that shot. You just do whatever safe is. Don't worry about hitting your own worm. Doesn't really matter.
Okay, so there's been an unexpected, well, maybe it should have been expected, but a drawback of that turn is
Prince.
that, yeah, Prince Charles, because we killed the Queen and it was royalty's turn, Prince Charles has obviously now moved to a position. So I think we were kind of stuck either way on that one, really, in that, like, no matter what happened there.
Yeah, so wait, let's see. Oh wait, where's the far right worm at?
It's no worries, Worms player. I've just stopped the time. The far right one is.
Or sorry, I just wanted to see if you could low gravity bat the left worm into the right one. I'm always looking for those like cross court
Yeah.
things that you can do.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
no,
possible from
no.
that angle.
Yeah, no, never mind.
But that is a
Okay.
good thing to look for, though, actually. I think low grav bat is probably the best thing to do with Prince Charles. I just don't think it's going to take Vinny in with him at the same time. But it doesn't matter that much, I don't think.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, that'd be fine. Or you could kill the right worm first. Either way, does yeah.
oh, actually, do you know? I think the latter might be a better idea. Because, first of all, we don't even need to worry about select worm. And secondly, that gives the opportunity for Prince Charles to walk to the right, which means that we could then get an easier bat just off to the left. So, all right, let's try that then.
All right.
Don't worry about the live split that much, by the way, chat. This is not even if this ends up being a PB, I cannot submit this to speedrun.com. So this is purely just for kind of as a guidance rather than anything else. Okay, so we went with Dragon Ball there, just because, you know, there's so many ways we could have done that, but that seemed like one of the quickest. So this Prince Charles. Okay, I think he's walked far enough, so we should be fine to close this one now.
They really have like a distance they want to walk, you know? I don't know what that is, but there's like an average distance that the AI will walk.
Yeah, there's like, and I've seen the kind of like the long distance that they'll walk as well. Like there seems like a maximum distance that they'll go.
Yeah,
And
they
some-
have like, yeah, they must have some little radius around them of like targets. It's really, yeah, it's still a mystery to me in some ways.
Inexperienced is the next one. So this is where for me, it starts to get harder. I don't know how you feel about it, but
yeah, I think, well, it also gets harder to just keep track of time and stuff. I think I only keep track like for the first maybe like 4 or 5 matches, and then I just zone out for a while.
yeah, in the middle it becomes much of a muchness.
Yeah, but I think this one I usually just want to finish the third round in the 7-minute range.
Yeah.
For total time, I'm not sure what that would be for the individual round, but like I think like 3 minutes or under, something like that. So yeah, it starts to get harder here. I think you can sort of see at this point if you're like, you know, if you want to abandon the run or not, but
Okay.
first
yeah, I've had quite a few third battle abandons recently, actually. Part of it is because now you've got 6 worms, and often I find like you'll have all 6 of them in completely separate places, whereby there's just no chance for a double whatsoever. Like sometimes they're in caves and stuff like that. Another thing I find with this battle is this is when probably the first real time you need to start paying attention to select worm.
I feel like I don't usually run out of select worm until I mean occasionally like around the hour mark, something like that. But
Oh wow, okay.
I think you can definitely conserve it safely at this point, just depending.
So I'm trying to find the right balance between conserving select worms too much, so you just end up not using them at all, or burning through them like in every turn, basically. And
yeah, I think
I haven't nailed it yet. What I've found actually is more recently I've started getting too conservative with it, and like I've just been trying to move worms like really far across terrain when I could have just like used select worm, and it would have saved me probably like about a minute.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think like anytime you can plan out, say like the next, 1 or 2 terms, like worms in your order, that's like a really good use of select worm. So like you get a kill, and then you have some idea for the worm, after that.
Yeah,
like that can really help you save select worms. So I try to do that. It's not usually as crucial like at this point, but yeah, like you want to see if you can have a plan for like 2 or 3 worms that are coming up next.
Okay, let's see what we get for the third map. Here we go. Okay, this is actually pretty good. this is kind of This isn't really that helpful in some regards because we're actually getting really good maps for the first 3.
Yeah, it's like we're just gonna like this is gonna be like one of those like perfect runs that you should have like just played normally.
It's the ideal run. Like I should have just done. Okay, so so what I tend to do is I try and when I'm paying attention anyway, and I try and focus according to what I call circles of concentration, or COCs for short. I see pretty much just 2 of them really, which is there's Prince Charles and Vinnie Jones in the middle in that little hole there, and then on the right you've got everyone else because you've got Cilla Black, Zelda on the bridge there.
Yeah. This is one of those, like, whenever there's, like, bridges, you don't want to overcomplicate things too much. Because, like, you can, you see the bridge, you want to, like, kill all those worms. But I think in this case, I would just probably take care of the top 2 worms.
Yeah.
And I might actually do that second. Because, like...
Oh, yeah.
You can get a double kill on Lambo and the Queen. It's a little bit...
Really?
It doesn't look super easy, but
yeah. I was about to say,
see.
What would you need in order to do that? Because I'm looking at it now, and I think Queen seems to be too far to the right for a shotgun.
Let's see. If you if you hit Lambo down, like from the left, I think maybe you can get a shot on the Queen. But also, the other way to do it would be. I actually can't tell if you're able to do like roping down on the right. That may be kind of hard.
So something I should point out about resolution at this point. So when I do deathmatch speed runs, and King Hingle I believe does this as well, then we both use 1920 by 1080 is our resolution, which means that we can see the entire map in one go. But Mablak, you use a smaller one, don't you?
Yeah, 1280 by 1024, or depending, 1280 by 720. Smaller resolutions allow you to see the pixels a little better and stuff. You don't get a whole overview of the map, but I'm usually not too bothered by that. Also, one advantage of 1280 is you can do like let's say you do a full screen length low gravity bat shot. That's like almost a screen length. It's like a little bit more than a screen length. So your screen acts as sort of a ruler. It's like it can help you with a few things.
Interesting.
I would say mostly just being able to see pixels a little more clearly, which can help you figure out if the worm will bounce off. Like, let's say you're just pushing them along some flat lands. You can see if there's any 2 pixel bumps in the land that they would bounce off.
Yeah.
Which is probably harder to see on bigger res.
So the more I'm looking at this, actually, the more I'm starting to realise this could be a bit of a trade-off if we go with Lambo and the Queen first. And the reason being that there's a possibility that that if we kill off Lambo on the first turn, then it could be Zelda who's up first.
Yeah, it does seem possible.
And so she would move out of the way and ruin what's a very good cameo opportunity there. So I'm sort of now... I wouldn't normally have time to think this far into it, to be fair. I think I probably would have I would have already cameoed Cilla Black and Zelda at this point.
Yeah, I'd say go for that.
All right, okay, cool. Well, let's see who's up first anyway. Okay, so it's the Queen. So if there was a shotgun opportunity here, it's possibly going to go, although she doesn't look like she's going to move. So, okay. All right, I reckon we'll go with... well, the cameo opportunity is definitely going to get ruined now, so I'm going for that now, because it would be Zelda's turn if we did the shotgun as the first turn there. So much easier when you've got thinking time, isn't it?
I know. We should allow you 30 seconds of thinking time every map.
Yeah, you just get just becomes a real pause champ run. Okay, so Lambo is now on the oil canister there, and we can actually now, I believe, do what you suggested, which was a double kill with Lambo and Queen here. I think only slight problem is the wind. but I think we can get around that by if we switch to 1. Actually, no. Who do we want? We want 4 for this one. And if 4 uses a parachute to get up to that higher platform, then you can shoot Lambo from there, and then drop down for the Queen. So,
or you could also do Worm 1 and shoot from the left side.
I was thinking that, but 4's in the way, and I just think it would be a clearer shot if I moved him out of the way. So that was why I went with this. But we'll keep forgetting to unpause the timer here, but it's not a valid run anyway. So okay, so there goes Lambo. So this is where probably your resolution would be more handy.
Yeah, it might be a little easier here. Really good question.
Yeah, so I missed that, unfortunately, but that's fine. Queen's in a
I've
good
missed
position.
so many long shots.
But these two in the middle, I feel like it should be possible to one-shot them. I can't. I'm thinking Mad Cows, but I can't quite. I'm not quite sure on the angle.
Let's see. They might be a little bit too spread apart. Like, you might still have to use Mad Cows just because, but yeah, let's see.
Okay, so this is what I will do, which I usually try and do in these situations, is I'll stand between them and try and get it so that the cows go off at the same time to create a kind of overlapping Venn diagram explosion there. And we actually mostly did well, yeah. Prince Charles is going to take another turn, sadly. So we've got an extra 2 turns on this battle from what I would have ideally liked.
Yeah.
That should still come in at 3 minutes, though, I think.
Watch this.
It still clocks in at, a turn per worm, I think, so that's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, go with 7. So I've ninja roped down and fire punched Prince Charles there. Do you reckon that would have been the fastest way of dealing with that, or would you? I mean, like a bazooka from 8 possibly would have done it, but I wasn't sure if it would do the 17.
Sometimes I'll just bazooka from rope.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you can do that. It might save like a second or something, but it's also nice. You want to get your hands on that worm and just like make sure that the life has left their body.
I've had too many issues with like bazookas going awry for me sometimes to just kind of fully trust them. So sometimes I just have to like just go straight up to the worm and make sure they are definitely going to die, as you say. So just the Queen now. So it's 8's turn next. Potentially we could use a homing missile. The problem is we can't really see where the ground is. So
I would just line up a shot with using blowtorch to make it perfectly horizontal. The shotgun.
Oh, that's a genius. I've never thought of that before. That's really good. All right, thank you very much for that one. I'm keeping.
Oh yeah, I use that a lot actually.
King Hingle has one as well. I think I've told you about this, but he uses a ninja rope sometimes to line up a long distance shotgun.
Oh yeah, that works perfect. And you can also like fire the ninja rope if you want to see let's say it's a really high up shot or something. You can like fire the ninja rope. Let's say if it doesn't, yeah.
Here is battle 4. So let's see what we get. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So it's a sport map. I hate sport maps with a violent passion.
Yeah. Grass is so fucking evil. The weird thing is, I've played this game so long and it's still evil. It never stops being it's not manageable. It's just there's too many pixels.
Yeah. Immediately, this is the part where I feel the run ends. Although, I mean, there's something could obviously be got from the wreckage here, but immediately. I'm looking at this
immediately.
Yeah, I'm not getting many great opportunities here.
So the main thing is, let's see. So there's that trapped worm, the intern on the right. You'd have to potentially waste cows on that worm to kill him, or approach from the right side and do a sheep or dynamite
Or a bazooka might work on that, actually, looking at that. But
Yeah,
the thing with the intern
sucks.
is I would probably wait with the intern until such time as, like, if the intern gets a turn, then he might actually blow a hole that would make him easier to access with, like, a bazooka or something.
Yeah.
There's not much room
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it there, though, so he might not do that.
Could even tell you maybe, but well, if it took 2 turns, I guess. But yeah, I could wait on that one. Do you see any double kills?
The closest I got was I was looking at Lambo and Prince Charles and thinking of possibly a diagonal cami with LG, but
Yeah, I would sort of like.
I don't know if they're
I feel
both
like-
going to clear it.
Yeah, I would. It's a little hard for me to tell, actually. Yeah, I feel like I usually have to sort of be on the worm's head and see, like, is this gonna hit?
Yeah. It's not so much the angle I'm worried about. I think the angle should be fine. It's more that will Lambo in particular, I think, actually make it into the sea.
I should know the distances to the exact pixel, but I don't. It's like what, 800 pixels, something like that is the range.
I'll get counting.
Yeah, I should really just have that number like
1 pixel, 2
memorized, 'cause
pixel, 3
it's-
pixel. Okay, well, I think I don't have many other good ideas with this one, so I think I'm going to go with the low grav cami. At least, just scope it out as a starter, and we'll see how we go
sure.
from there. It's the queen up first, anyway. So, okay, so there's a mine. This might have an effect on. No, it hasn't. Okay. Okay, so well, the main effect is we might be able to actually just check this without using up the low grav. That's something. So, yeah, that should be fine, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, that sort of worked.
Woo! Nice.
Yeah, so we got the queen. We didn't get Lambo, but so what I feared about Lambo was correct.
Either way.
But
Yeah.
we had a.
It's like either way, like
yeah.
if it didn't hit the queen, then you got a pile there, so which you can finish off in a turn.
So Lambo just had a turn. Lambo is now, I think, fine. We can just wait with him until such point as we're ready to kill him off. So I don't need to worry about him too much. So I think the left-hand side of the map is probably where we should focus now.
So I guess like you just want to get a good series of worms that are like open, that you can like use for a couple turns in a row. So like I guess the 4 worm, then the 5 worm would be a good lineup.
Just thinking, where is? Oh, that's 7 over on the left-hand side. Okay. Yeah, just that's if I switch to 7 now, then 8 would just be kind of a wasted turn, I think. So yeah, that's a good point actually. Okay, cool. We'll go with that then. So we'll go with 4.
You could check out that crate.
I'm not checking out that crate.
Okay, fair enough.
I tend my rule with crates, and I had to be very strict on this. Okay. I was worried the grass was going to nerf that baseball bat there. My internal rule with crates is I will check them provided they are sort of not that far from where I'm venturing anyway.
Right.
If they're completely out of the way, then I have to stop myself because it's what I like to call shiny thing syndrome.
Yep.
Whereby I see some crates and I just stop worrying about the battle entirely, and I just think, I want the crate, give me the crate, what's in it?
Yeah, there's been a few times where like I'm like, okay, if this crate is not a double damage, the run is over. I'm just gonna quit. I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
This might be one of those maps, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, we're okay so far. So we've baseball batted Vinny off. So Scylla's just done a waste bazooka. So we're now on to 5. I've just noticed also that Scylla, I don't know if you can see her there, bottom left-hand corner, but I think she might be stuck. I think that ceiling is too low to get through. So if so, that means this bottom left pile is a write-off.
Yeah, the pile there could really suck if El Presidente moves.
So I have an idea of what I could. So this is okay. This is something I would think about doing with the cows in this situation. Tell me what you think of this idea, honestly. Right. So it's 5 up next. My feeling is get 5 up to where Zelda is, in the top left, and then use a ninja rope to drop 2 cows. So the first one closer to Zelda, the second one further away, and the hole created with Zelda should then mean the second cow drops down and hits Scylla.
Yeah, it will be a little bit tight. I think there's enough of a gap for the second cow to get through. It could also, it will be a little hard though. But yeah, if you like,
it's just
if you're moving left,
it's not going to be like a big kill with the cows, which is usually what you want them for. But at this point, I just feel like you need to open up some space in this map because it's just looking horrible on this side.
It does look pretty horrible. I think I would maybe just take the kill on just like a single kill on Zelda.
Okay.
Like just with bat.
Baseball bat.
Yeah.
We already used it.
Oh.
I used it on Vinny. Should I have used something else with Vinny?
Oh no! I didn't even notice.
Oh, right, okay.
I guess dynamite.
Dynamite will work, I think. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that then.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I think that's probably a better idea than what I was thinking. Like sometimes I've got this real kind of thing of like, oh, cows solve everything, and whilst they are obviously the most useful super weapon, or special weapon rather, they don't solve everything. Is the thing I'm having to learn.
Yeah, in this case, if we used cows, it would probably be like, I have a feeling that there wouldn't be any actual kills. It would just be 3 worms that are slightly damaged.
So that's a 1 pixel long dynamite drop, I would say, isn't it? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, like you can, just get to the highest spot on the worm as you crawl up the back, and then the first spot.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's done. Now, Presidente is probably going to drop down to the right here.
This isn't bad, though, because I think since you now open from the left, you could do, like, cows and get, a kill on Scylla in just 1 turn.
That's the point. And Presidente is underneath the oil drum now as well, so... Actually, what's happened there is like by not rushing to find a solution for that bit, one has sort of found itself.
Yeah, I think like going this route is like 3 worms, a kill per turn, which is not bad. I mean, I think the other route would have been probably more difficult.
So here's something I'm worried about here. So I'm gearing up to use a second select worm here because 6 isn't in a particularly good position to be able to deal with the 2 on the left. However, would it perhaps be better to just start working on the worms on the right, given that we're on 6 now?
That would make sense. I think you could even jetpack 6 over to the right and get 1 kill, and then just leave that worm there, and then on the turn after this one, you could select maybe 4 again, get a kill, 5, get a kill, then 6 is lined up for the last kill.
Sorry, so what was that with the jetpack?
Oh, like you could jetpack with 6, kill the 68 worm, and just kind of hang out on the right.
Lambo. Okay, yeah. Well, I tell you what, that gives us a chance to see what the crate is. So that's that's something.
Wait, I'm gonna say, I have a feeling it's double damage.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
Reinforcements.
Fast walk.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fast walk.
Sorry, I think there was a little. We have a problem with the microphone here. It's called hubris.
Glitch in the audio.
The hubris filter.
Yeah.
So I ran out of jetpack fuel there because of the way I got the thing. So, but it doesn't really matter. Oh wow. Okay, and Scylla has just pretty much done the work on El Presidente for us.
Holy shit. Awesome. Wow.
This is the run.
Oh my god. Sometimes the AI is so good at killing itself, it's like unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Right, so I'm jumping up here just because I want to try and get the cows right there. And there we are. So the cows worked on Scylla there, so that's great.
Awesome.
The intern still hasn't had a turn yet, so it's now where we find out if he's actually going to do anything useful or not. Okay, that wasn't great. So what do you do in this situation then, Mablak? Or what would you do rather? I mean, I've got a few ideas.
I would just get down to the left and try to get him with a sheep.
The sheep, okay.
So like, yeah, or sorry, down to the right and like under.
Actually, I'm gonna go with, because I have a bit of bad luck with sheeps, so I'm thinking more of a bazooka. But
yeah, sheep. If you wanted to do sheep, you'd have to jump while you're using it, like jump and then just detonate it immediately.
There we go. Oh, there's ground there, but there's a mine. Oh. Okay, well, again, that
was extremely bad luck. I couldn't see anything down there, so yeah.
No, there's no way in hell. Even with the background layers entirely off, you wouldn't be able to see that. But it's fine. We've got a very easy kill now because we still got a. Oh no, we haven't got. Oh yeah, used the cami. Okay, right. So I'm going to need to be a little bit more careful then in that case. We'll just use a fire punch. Actually, one thing I would probably have used in that as well was a suicide bomber, because you don't have to worry too much about collateral when it comes to your worm getting killed off if they land too near, because they're already dead.
Yeah, I would probably just bazooka myself and that worm into the water.
Yeah,
because I love it. Like, you always want to avoid those like grave animations.
Yes. I keep forgetting bazooka is available in situations like that because I just spend as much of my time trying not to use bazooka as I possibly can. Here is battle number 5. Go. Oh,
yeah, that last round, I feel like you played like those were pretty much all the best moves, I think.
But the thing
and
is,
it was still like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Which it's like it's just one of those things. It's totally map dependent.
But the thing is, like, that was me sort of stopping and thinking about everything. Like, obviously,
we might have added some seconds on, yeah.
But no, I mean, like, because we paused it for like while I was thinking. But that was me kind of like taking time to think about each move. In terms of like impulse stuff, like we haven't really seen much of that yet. So I think maybe what we should do, maybe just to mix it up a bit with this 5th battle, is I'll do a move. And then we can talk about it afterwards.
Sure.
And see where I'm at, because then that means I'm just kind of like we can see where my thought processes are kind of working and where they're not.
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so well, I'm very much drawn to this section over here. So. Right, probably no need to use a ninja rope there, so that's the first bit of bad resources. Hello, Alex Watson. How are you today? What's on your mind? Tell me all. Okay, no. Better idea. Okay. So, let's talk about what happened there then, Mablak. So, because
First blood.
I have some regrets about that move.
No, it's good.
Really? Okay.
I would. Yeah, I think that's fine. You don't want to get too greedy and like be like, oh, I'll just wait for a quad kill to appear, like, because like you never know what could happen. I feel like that's probably the best.
So I'm not that bothered about the fact that Tebbit Breath survived. I guess the thing that bothers me the most is I feel like I wasted a low grav there.
Yeah, I think I cannot tell distances that well on this res, but you might have been able to do that without low gravity. Yeah,
because what happened was, like, I sort of looked at it. My initial thought with those 4 worms was longbow. As you probably, I think I set longbow when I got up there, and then I suddenly looked at it and thought, like, that's probably not going to work, and B, cami would be more efficient.
Yeah.
So
good to just go for kills when you can. Let's say you did a perfect pile, and then you kill the 4 worms next turn. I mean, that's the same thing as you get a triple kill and then kill that last worm. Like, it's 2 turns either way, and this way is way safer, I think.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see how the battle goes from here on in. Also, I forgot to unpause the timer for that section. So this is going to be a world record. So that was
Nice.
that was Worm 3. Seven's dead, but they're in a terrible position anyway, so that's useful. Right.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Okay, I am going to... what am I going to do? Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. So that was my sort of instinct for that turn there, which was I felt like Lambo had to go. I was looking at Noggin and the Queen and thinking there's got to be something I can do with them as well, but I couldn't quite place it in the time that I felt I needed to spend on the move, so I just went for a fairly simple kill on Lambo.
I would do. I feel like there were a couple options. I would have, given that was the worm that was up, you could have maybe shotgunned Lambo, then shotgunned El Presidente to the right.
What with Worm?
That would be.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
That would be pretty useful.
Yeah.
Or my crazy thought that I would potentially try would be dynamite El Presidente and try to get a cool move that knocks Lambo into the water. I would probably do that just for style points, even though it might fail.
Oddly enough, the very first thing that crossed my mind when I looked at this map was I want to put dynamite on El Presidente's head. I don't know why he was just looking, like the sort of person you'd want to do that with. And then my eyes sort of darted to the four on the right, and I was like, oh, okay, no, maybe I should deal with them first.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, anytime that there's, like, a worm who's just, like, hanging out, who just, like, wants to be plopped on the far left or the far right, I'm always thinking, is there some, can I launch a worm into them, or can I... The other option, in this case, it might be way too hard, but the other option is lay a dynamite while you're attached to rope, and then do one of those post-turn knocks.
Yeah.
Only if it's like easy to do, but.
So here is my third turn, and I've got a spare dynamite. It turns out, but actually, no, I'm going with sheep. That's quicker, and I know where the position is on it, so it's fine.
Looks good.
Let's see now. How are we doing on resource? So I'm low on ninja ropes. I've only got 2 left. So because I've burnt through those pretty quickly. 8 is gone, and it's 6's turn now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So do you want? I guess the question is like, oh well, sorry.
I don't. Well,
Take your turn.
no, we can dip in on this one if you want.
Oh no! I forgot the method we're doing. Like you do the turn first.
Okay, cool. All right. Cool. Right. Let's see. What can I get cooking? Oh, missed the animation cancel on the fire punch, but that's okay. We'll never get that second back. So yeah, that was turn number 4, where I felt like Tebet Breath was the best one I could deal with there, just because it means that 6 is now over by Zelda. So I've got someone over there to work with them. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it depends what the plans are for cows, if you have any plans, like because Zelda might be walking to the right, so you could plan on using cows for Zelda.
Yeah.
I think my only other thought was if you don't want to use cows for Zelda, like if you want El Presidente to walk right, I'm forgetting the turn order here, but if those 2 worms on the left get piled and you want to use cows for them, then I think you might do something like Bat Zelda to the left. Potentially into the hole. That was my only other thought.
Oh, I cannot see a good angle for that though. I don't think I can anyway. It looks like we would need a higher angle to get that right. I could be wrong.
Oh, the mine was a dud. Yeah,
Was the mine
maybe
done?
not then. I think you set it off and it.
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
Well, yeah, maybe
I
it's
somehow
minus
managed to, with my slightly pony ninja roping, I somehow managed to avoid it.
oh, okay, yeah, maybe once the mine is gone, that worm is battable. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's a good point. I actually hadn't thought about setting it off for that purpose. Oh, well. That's slightly better, but maybe slightly too far to the right now. But
Yes, sir.
let's find out. So if we drop down, now we're going to need to see if we can actually get. Okay, that's a good angle. Beautiful. I probably wouldn't have thought of that move myself, if I'm honest. So, Mablak,
Oh, nice.
So that was
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this. Run away.
And now
Okay,
El
nice, yeah,
Presidente's finally dropping down. Sorry, what are you gonna say?
I think it's just like if the pixels were just a little different, that would be insanely hard. But the ground was smooth, so like it was basically guaranteed to like go in there.
Yeah. Okay, so here comes the what will hopefully be the last turn. Oh, is that gonna work?
Watch this. Correct.
So we went with the cluster trick. How do you feel about the cluster trick, Mablak?
I think that was probably I couldn't quite tell what cows would have done. Like I feel like cluster would be perfectly fine there because the only advantage if say you used cows instead would be
Victory.
instead of 3 grave animations you only have to deal with 2.
Yeah.
But I feel like cluster is pretty safe there.
That was the usual reason that you try and avoid cluster trick. I find is that like the number of kind of like death throws that you get off the back of it.
It's the worms really take their time with those. Like they're very Shakespearean. They want you to see their final moments. Like witness me.